We're going to do a walkthrough for the Limbic Forge, which is the dungeon in Lake Kynan area, or Cynan, however we say this. I was unable to find the save location on the PC for the game. Ordinarily, I'll copy the save game, run through a couple of times, and then I'll be able to be a bit more direct. But I couldn't find it. All I could find was the Steam file, and that's not working as a backup. This is why I normally like to use the PlayStation for stuff like this. So this could be a little bit messy. I apologize if it is. Of course, we're going to come through this first area here, and obviously, I've had to do this without any external help or anything, which is how I usually do my walkthroughs, but there's not even a way to search for anything at the moment for the game, so just note that, as you can see, we're obviously looping around to get the loot here, that this is basically just my findings, so I don't necessarily want to say guaranteed 100%, but definitely 100% of what I found in the dungeon will be here. So we've got the first key there, and then we're going to continue on to the end, where we should have the stairs that go up to the top. Technically, I didn't check both sides, let's do that. Yeah, here we go. And that leads us to the save point. And ordinarily, obviously, you'll need to pull the lever there to open this door. Obviously, I was testing, trying to change the save file just here a second ago, so. So with the first enemy dealt with, we can continue into the dungeon, which is going to lead us towards the first puzzle. Hello there. Please not drain all my stamina away. So we'll find these doors at the bottom. I think this one might actually open, but we're not going that way yet. I want to go right first. So we're going to head to the right hand side. I don't think we need to get this yet, but there's no real trap in this room, so we can go ahead. There's a bit of loot here. There's another one on the other side, but we'll leave that until we go over to that side. So we're going to come in there. I just need to make sure I keep my eyes open, because I don't want to miss anything majorly obvious, because people will yell at the screen. If you do know something that I miss, obviously, please leave it in the comments. I'm sure somebody will find that helpful. But I will get people through all the puzzles and stuff, so that's all good. And we should find most of the loot. Then open the next dungeon door now, where we're going to have access to the next enemy. Excuse me. I do like the combat healing, it's pretty nice. Alright, so that gives us the first puzzle, and we need to turn the sconces that are either side of the fireplace, and then sconces that are either side of this archway here that's facing out. Just in case you want to know how that gets figured out, we have a sign on the wall that says, where is it? Might be up there. Yeah, there we go. North and south will be revealed, right? So if you pull your compass out, you can get your north pointer. You can see it that way is north. So north, south is how we figure that out. That gives us the first key to the door that we saw. We'll have a quick test of all the doors here, but just so I'm not going insane. We don't have the owl key yet. That's fine. I think this is a one-way door. Yeah. So we're clear here. We can go through to this door. It's not really too trappy. I think we just go straight on. Let me check this door though. Yeah, straight on. For now. Which brings us back. The water room. You can place that now or save it. I guess I'll save mine for now. And so as you can see, this leads us into the next part, which I just find is the nice and smooth way to do things. That's why I kind of wanted to do it this way. There are going to be enemies lying down over there, but I do find it preferable to run up the stairs here so we can get to this ranged enemy. And if you can help it, just try and stay to the side of it. Don't knock it off the ledge. Otherwise, it's kind of annoying trying to deal with that whilst all these are helping it out. Gonna head on back down now, deal with the rest of the enemies. With the room clear, we're free to explore. Like I said, I didn't really get to re-practice all of this, and this area is confusing. Do we have the posts for these yet? No, these are yellow, so we don't have those at all. But I think we do get them in here. Go ahead and we'll open this door. Leads us back towards the water puzzle. It's not really where we want to be right now, though. But we will head up these stairs directly ahead of us. bit of an armory up here. I think we should be able to just head straight in. Just has a bit of loot in it. Then we can just make sure we check all of the nooks and crannies. I'm pretty sure there's some loot in here, where is it? Yeah, we don't have the post for that yet. Okay. Need the Limbic staff. One of my least favorite features of the game, to be honest. I like a lot of the game, but this whole loads of weird keys that we need for chests, I think is unnecessary. So with that clear, anyway, we can head down the stairs back to this way, which should be the path towards the key item. Yeah, it is, yeah. I really don't like this, and I'm actually going to take a heal here, because this is kind of just a bit of one of those situations where I'm just going to run by. We're going to do our best to get on the ladder and head on up. Hopefully not get shot off or anything. And then we can come on around the side. Deal with the enemy here. Again, we don't want to knock it off, so if you can get it away from the ledge, it's going to make things a bit easier for you. And now they don't have their support from that upper level there. Just having a quick double check around the edges. There's nothing in here now. We can go ahead and drop down and deal with these. Shame there's no drop attack at this point, right? Prime time for it there. And then we can get key item right there. No real loop around here, which I find kind of weird. The way out is over a little ramp. You might have seen it up at the top. So we reclimb the ladder. Then we go over the ramp just here. So we can head on out. And I believe this should take us back towards the puzzle area. Maybe it doesn't. Looks like a dead end. We get the cringing key. Back out. From underneath. Yep, that's fine. Just gonna let me take a quick look at that key. Let me just check it for a second. Oh, the crying key. Why did I say cringing? Crying key. I key. Yeah, it's in the corridor. We'll see that in a second. So that means now we can put the key items in. Probably would have been easier to have put them in as we collected them, but it's fine. Go ahead and get that in there as well. And before we forget it, let's go and get that red loot up at the top. Not exactly essential. Red loot never is, but we don't really want to be getting about it, do we? So puzzle 1 is solved. We can continue on. Yeah, this brings us into the main area with a massive water puzzle. First up, let's clear these upper enemies out of the way. We can grab Owl Key, which opens the door we couldn't get into before. Take a quick save if you're a little bit worried. Go ahead and just check the other side. I don't think we can drop off anywhere just yet, because there's a lot of water to worry about. I don't think we can open the doors. Have to go back that left side. Let me just make sure I'm happy. I am. So we'll go all the way back. I should probably keep most of this route in on the way back, because otherwise... Take those out now. Yeah, let's do this. Otherwise it's going to be annoying. We are going to open that door up in a bit, coming through the other way, so we'll get these out of the way now. So with this view down, head on through the doorway, and we're going to go up and left, because that's where the owl door was, if I remember rightly. All the way through the corridor. or the owl door. Get the key in there. Now we've got enemies to face, as always. Damn it, didn't quite get the power in it. It's down there. Alright, so we came in through the owl door, which is there. This way is towards some loot that drove me nuts for ages. So let's get this. Oh, we can't get it yet. Ha! I've got a cheeky way to get some loot down there. We'll deal with you. Get you out of the way. It gives us spoked gear, which means we can drop the water level now. Before we go and do that, let's just check to see if I have the thing for this. I do not. Just so many. There's so many of these things that we need to find out in the world. But we're gonna run around, open up the door. Want that? There we go. Grab all of the loot in here. Sketchbook, research item. It gives you a code in case you want it. And I'm pretty sure this is a shortcut back out. Let me just double check we've got everything. Which we do. Pretty sure we do. So just to satisfy my curiosity, we are going to use the hall, which you can see is where we defeated this guy. Open that. Now we can head back to the water puzzle. So just a bit of a trek. There's a lot of running around in this dungeon, I have to say. And then we put the item we got in this left side, so should be... Oop, no, I didn't mean to do that. Should be there. Put this. Now we pull this to drop the water level by 1. All that lovely loot. So with that done, we now have several options, but I think the bit that makes sense is to do the main area first. Now, if you are injured in a second, you're going to make sure you are at full health. I'll tell you when, because there's what I would consider an unfair trap in a second. We're going to drop down, make our way down these platforms here, so we get the loot. Grab the key item. And then back up. I mean, we did just save, so if I die here, it saves me a heal, to be honest. So I'm really not too bothered. Yeah, okay. Bit of reset, it's fine. Revenge of the Joe. I'm going to go deal with you now. Don't even drop anything on death. So, forgive me if I'm reckless. It's just kind of how I do things. So this way is going to be a trap, but before we do that, what I recommend is we go up this way so we can open the door. So you'll remember we cleared out the enemies earlier that were in front of this. Just makes sense to me. Wow, it actually cleared the bodies out. Interesting. Alright, but anyway, that just opens that back up for us. It's not really necessary, but it's just nice to know that it's there. And then we're going to get locked into this, where there are many enemies, so I highly recommend trying to at least take some of them out before they start gathering in groups. So if you use some ranged attacks to make it easier on yourself, you are going to have a significantly better time in here. Because, like I say, there are just so many. And because they're able to phase through with that dodge, they can in fact surround you as well rather easily. Still coming. Any more? Nope, looks like we got them. There we are. Alright, so we'll go straight across first. For another limbic rod. It's 2 greens. I think the one we saw had 2 greens, right? Then we can head on through the watery tunnel. The moist tunnel, if you will. Come out to the other side. Ooh. I can hear many enemies. I bet we can't go through. Oh, I wonder if we can go through the tunnel. I feel like the water's too high. Deal with you. Down you go. Take that victory. Then I want to go through here if it lets me, because we've got loot here. This drove me nuts. Finding this. It's not even that good either. Yeah, we can't even get it yet. Okay, so remember where that is. There's loot there that we're going to want later on. We've technically gone past the key item we need, but I want to open this anyway. Don't ask me why. I was just so blind. I just did not see this tunnel for ages. But anyway, with the downstairs area cleared... Oop, let's go in here. I don't remember this either. Yeah, from the other side, okay. That's going to be a bit. So we actually want to go up the stairs. This is one of the few areas where we actually get to roll across. The game doesn't seem to let us do that very much, but in this instance, that is indeed the play. Or seems to be anyway. I don't see any other way to get here, so I think that is what we're supposed to do. Get the red. Hello. Maybe likes you. And then we get the white one. And that means we open the door. Oh. And then we head on through the corridor. Back up the stairs. And now we need to go back to the water puzzle. Get the water taken all the way down. Can't remember if we can actually get back through the door that we came through. We didn't. We can't, can we? No, we have to actually get out a different way. So to leave this area now, we're going to come back up the stairs where we entered the first big room. Take this first right, where we're going to be able to leave through this way with the I key. Should have already gotten. I don't know if it's possible to get trapped there. I guess you can't get in here unless you've been the other way. I wonder what happens if you get trapped in there without that key. Don't try it. Potential for a soft lock there. Alright, so clear the room. Enemies, where are you? Music may sound like it's more. Where is it? There you are. Hiding, were you? Grief of denial, eh? Open the next door. And we should be in a familiar place. So this is where we had the north and south, and that was the door we couldn't open before. All good. Which I believe means we go this way. Yeah. So we're heading back to the initial small water puzzle. And now we can obviously come on across and put this piece on here. so that we can drop the water again. Alright, that unlocks loads for us, including a lift that takes us to the final part. It's not really that difficult, but we've got loads of stuff we can get now, loot-wise. And we're going to get the one that bugged me the most first, because personal now. Alright, which was that one there, look. So we're going to go get that. Which I believe we want to go... You want to drop off here. Down again. The enemies haven't respawned or anything, so we can now reopen this. This will now stay open for us. I guess I haven't actually retried this if we leave the zone and come back, but it's safe enough now. And then we can go back to the room where we got the second key item from. Take the left. Head on through. Where we can now... Got enemies here we need to deal with? I don't know. What do we do? Hello. Eat it. Loot in here. There's an enemy above me, but I can't get to it from where I am. Can drop down, but I want to get that loot first. Way back up there. Can't see it. I thought there was an enemy above me. Back down we go into the tunnel, where we can drop off like so. Grab that. It's a free weapon. Let's go ahead and deal with this room. Get out. No one likes you. That's why you're sad. Right, let's finish off this one on the other side as well. Hello. Show me your moistness. There we are. Can't be left. Let's get you. Do we have the keys for this? I don't think we did. Get greens. 3 greens, man. Well, I think we have them though. That, yeah. So we can open the green. Let's go. W sign, I guess. Some extra loot in here. Everyone likes extra loot. I actually don't know if we got all of them. I don't think we do. Right, this is the lift. Takes us down. Alright, I probably should have said this at the beginning. But at this point, if you have side quests that you want to go and check on, make sure you do it before doing this next part. Or maybe the part after, but this next part definitely, because once we finish this dungeon, Act 1 is officially going to end, and NPCs are going to move around. This is going to cause some NPCs to not survive if they needed something to stay alive, and therefore you'll be unable to complete their quests. Hopefully that wasn't too spoilery. I didn't want to say anything too specific, and it's for you guys to explore. I'm going to go ahead and deal with what this game calls a boss. I personally don't think it's all that boss-like, but we'll deal with it anyway. Some AoE on there. And we're done. You roll, how do you fall? Well, that squares about on the ground. Oh yeah, level weapon. Everyone loves it when the weapon levels up. Pull the lever, grab all the loot. New crafting tome to study to give to Victor, which means we'll have all 3 very soon, actually. Very nice. I actually need that clip. Turn around the sides. Obviously, there's some loot we can't get yet because I don't have the item to clear this, which is potentially where some of the... Ooh, that actually pushes you all the way off if you're trying to go around the back. Potentially where some of the limbic rods are. I haven't cleared it yet, so I have to apologise for that. We need to clear the vaults of Forbidden Knowledge. They seem to have the best chance to give us the items we need. But in any case, we'll take a save at that point. We're going to go ahead and leave. So that we can go ahead and put the hammer now in the orifice that we saw up at the top. Let's just make sure that we have a quick check around some of the areas. I'm not convinced we opened all the doors. Like this one. This could just be a way out. I've got enemies chasing me. I wasn't really expecting that. Hello. Tier 2, are we? Well, thank you. It's good to know that because I think the... Let me see if I can't use. I think the vault here gives us a tier 2 item for this area. We probably could get that thing finished before we leave. Maybe we'll do that. Go ahead, we'll unlock this. Although we didn't get the big kind of explosion sound that you normally get when you have unlocked the time loop yet. But that is the dungeon finished, so you can try this. Does it take us straight out of the dungeon? I can't even remember. Let's do it. Give it me all day. I mean, Hammer of Modus. Yeah, so it technically still hasn't finished the dungeon yet. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and just check around in here. Under here we should have some loot. Where is it? I'm sure we had something under the stairs. Where is it? Keep on going around, keep on going around. I was positive there was something. I thought there was something under the stairs. My memory is playing tricks on me. I was positive there was something under there. Alright, let's get this last bit done. Hello, enemies. We just got the Sword of Grief. That's it now, you're done for. I am the boss. There is loot this way. Do I have the item? I do not. Blue with arrows on. We do not have that. Alright. No. Got a buzzsaw him. Yeah, big one's down. Yeah, that's what happens when the thing levels up. So of course, these should tell you that you're going to be coming back here during the game anyway. And obviously our first item is going to be going in there, which pretty much finishes out the dungeon. I am going to go ahead and test getting the Vault of Knowledge item and doing the time loop. If the video ends here, you'll know that it wasn't worth it. If it continues, that means we got some extra loot for some of the chests. Alright, so just in case we need it. You see how I have a little fishing jetty thing here? If you come across to the side, you can see a path. This is going to lead us to the vault. I'm obviously recording this as a bit of a long thing in case I do add this to the Limbic Forge walkthrough. We're going to come on through. This is where you find the vault. Now, technically I'm cheating a bit because I already have the code, so I've obviously played ahead. We are going to go ahead and we're going to put in the crossed eye. I don't know what you're going to call this, right? But this one. Then we're going to go with the tears, which is that one. And then we're going to go with the one that looks like a broken test tube or a beaker, like this. And then the last one is like a chaos star or a key. So this one. So we're going to come on in, gather up all of the loot in here. That's the item we need to close time loops. We'll go ahead and get everything else. Nothing in the way of rods or anything, which is unfortunate. Which I think must mean that the rods are going to be somewhere in the future. One of the things that the game, I guess, is going to get lauded for, but I find it slightly frustrating that we have a situation where you almost daren't move the game forward because otherwise you can be locked out of content. But also they do spread the tools to finish quests and chests and stuff across maps. So it is a bit harrowing progressing the game. We've got a loot up there. I'm going to go see if that's something good as well. Yeah, it's just a cap. Back into the forge we go then. I'll have a quick double check around just to make sure that I haven't missed anything too obvious. So one extra thing that we can open is one of the Limbic rod chests over this way. So obviously that was just from the initial mini puzzle that we had. We're going into the mini armory thing that we had up above, and we should have one of the rods that we can open this with. So we need a white square, so we'll go ahead and put that in. That gives us an extra bit of loot as I continue just double checking everything. So on the same water puzzle, if we go down the stairs, so we've got the waterfalls on either side, we're looking to the actual final puzzle, we turn to the right, we'll have a red chest through this way we can also open, so we might as well get that done. We're going to come on through, turn to the left. Here we have another chest, waiting for its rod to be inserted. Just a bit of an outro. Obviously, we added the extra loot in there. I'll make sure that the vault's in this as well, so you guys have got all the pieces that I found. If you guys happen to find anything else on your first visit, let us know in the comments. Like I say, I'm going to suspect that we get more out of this area when we return later on, so hopefully that helps you guys out, and I'll catch you all in the next one.